have a snake to catch!
Welcome, people who watch Let's Plays. Come one, come all. Don't be fooled, this is no ordinary Yu-Gi-Oh game, by the way. This is a new and excitingly different take on the formula. Once we get into the actual game, you will soon see it's like chess, but with Yu-Gi-Oh characters, essentially. They've got like a little 7x7 grid, and you can move your guys around. It's just fun for all ages. I just wanted to do a quick rundown of the different guys we've got at our disposal. So, yeah, plot-wise, I just skipped over the opening plot monologue, and that may anger some, but I think you'll be quite glad that I did that because it's just a bunch of junk. Basically, the opening's just an extremely verbose way of saying that this is the War of the Roses, but with a Yu-Gi-Oh theme. I don't know where that whack-ass idea came from either. What's next? Are they gonna have like the Boer War with Digimon? Or like the 100 Years War with Yokai Watch? Like the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 with with Metabots? Is that what we're doing? So anyway, don't be intimidated if you don't quite understand what's going on here gameplay-wise. At first, I know Yu-Gi-Oh can be very scary. But just rest assured you've got a good guy in your corner who can explain stuff. So first off, to win the game, there are 3 possible victory conditions. You can either attack the other guy's lead character directly, or you can win in a more traditional way just by attacking the monsters and whittling down the health points that way. Or the life points, excuse me, it's different. Or the third and most interesting way is you can win with positioning. If you can just back the other guy's lead character into a corner, you can win that way. Ah yes, being backed into a corner makes me nostalgic for my school days. And the other kids would back me into a corner and do God knows what, and then they'd shove pine cones up my ass, and it would hurt so bad I wouldn't be able to poop for 3 days. So yeah, they never did anything with this new take on the formula aside from this one game. I assume it probably didn't sell very well, and so they just kind of abandoned it. Imagine all that hard work and effort put into redesigning Yu-Gi-Oh! Just for some chump game reviewer in 2002 to give it a 6 out of 10, and then some chump game review reader also in 2002 says, I'm not gonna buy a 6 out of 10. And so the game flops and all your hard effort was for naught. And an interesting concept is just lost to history. There's been lots of times when they've tried to revamp the concept of Yu-Gi-Oh! There was also the Dungeon Dice Monsters thing they tried to do, which also failed. They had like an episode of the show that was like a soft launch for the Dungeon Dice Monsters game, but none of it took off, sadly. None of it took off. So, strategy-wise, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to use that sacrificial goat to at least draw out the other player, and that will at least reveal what they have, and we can plan accordingly. See, look at that. As Squidward says, the truth will be revealed. And they've got these nifty little cutscenes for whenever there's battles. They had to make these animations for hundreds upon hundreds of characters. That must have been really expensive. The weird camera juddering just then, that's part of the cutscene. I didn't do that. If they manually let you move the camera during those cutscenes, you would know it was me moving it, because I'd probably just be like zooming in on titties and stuff. You know me. Okay, so we do have a good counter to that. The outcome was expected. We can fight this. Just gotta use the spirit of the books. The spirit of St. Louis. He loves books, just like the Glabgo-Geb-Galab. Remember that? Probably not. It probably just sounds like I'm having a stroke. So, since both of our combatants have the same numbers, they'll just cancel each other out. And they'll both be sent to the Shadow Realm, I think they call it. But there's a little more to it than that, because nothing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever does just one thing. There's always some fine print you have to be aware of. That's what makes these type of games so impenetrable to casual players, is there's all the secret secondary rules. See, so we're gone, but then he is gone as well. You can't fight a boxing match on the moon. There's no oxygen up there.
Well, that means there's no oxygen for him neither.
And then here's the fine print, the secondary bullshit. See, the effect of that particular card is you cannot kill him, but every time he comes back, he subtracts 1,000 life points from the player, which actually works out pretty well for us. So did they ever have the big Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh! Wars of the early 2000s at your school, perchance? That was a big thing at my school, certainly, around 2003 or so. And I think it was me, personally, who was making it a big thing. I was an ardent Pokemon fan at that age, and I refused to be told that Yu-Gi-Oh! Might be better than Pokemon from those other kids.
Like, shut the fuck up, you don't know anything.
I had quite the colorful vocabulary at 8 years old, I guess. But yeah, I was probably way more invested in all of that than anybody else was. Just in this petty tribalism that doesn't matter in the slightest, like which game is more entertaining. I don't know how those other poor kids managed to tolerate all my autistic gremlinness every day. No wonder they all kind of stopped talking to me in like the transitional summer between elementary school and middle school. There was just a quiet agreement that we're all just gonna kind of stop engaging with all my bullshit. Anyway, so like I said earlier, nothing ever does one thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! So when you flip over Spirit of the Books, you also get Boo-Koo, and when you flip him over as well, Boo-Koo gets an additional 600 attack UC. Have you sussed out that Boo-Koo, the name just comes from Japanese people misunderstanding or mispronouncing the word book?
Boo-Koo.
Yeah, that's approximately what Japanese people sound like. But, yeah. So right now we just gotta focus on positioning. We just gotta get him right where we want him. And then when he's properly cornered, we're just gonna totally smack him. Yeah, there's probably lots of stuff out there that was the name of it just came from English translators misunderstanding what the Japanese were trying to say. Famously, there was Linkle Liver Story for the Saturn, and just kind of a low-stakes conspiracy theory from me. I think Battle Garega, that was supposed to be Battle Greg, but they misunderstood the Japanese, and
Battle Garega.
Okay, Battle Garega, yeah, I get it. It's close enough. Let's try out some of these fusions. They don't tell you what fuses with what, so it's just kind of trial and error. Does this go with this? No, it does not. No, it does not. I'm assuming what they want you to do with the fusions is for you, the player, to come up with like your own handwritten cheat sheet of all the fusions, just with a pencil and paper. Because those things would have been common household items in 2001. Less so in 2026. Just create a more tactile experience. Those little things used to make gaming just slightly more fun. Back in my emulator days, I would have just random cheats lying around on paper for like Mega Man 2 or Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Nowadays, they'd probably paywall it or something. There actually was a game once where they encouraged you, the player, to write some stuff down on like a pen and paper. It was Super Paper Mario in the caveman-themed world, one of the NPCs. He was saying to do exactly that. Talk about different times, huh? So, switching topics here, you guys want to hear some humiliating stories from my horrific dating life and how I managed to just reliably say the wrong thing in each and every situation? So this one happened just today. So I matched with somebody, and it's like, what the fuck do you even say to a complete stranger that you know nothing about? And there's nothing written on their profile. And I had the idea, okay, I got it. I'll send like a gif of like a character waving hello, just like a fun, lighthearted introductory thing. So I was looking through the gifs that they have available, and they had one of like Jim Carrey, like making like a funny face with like tape over his face, and he was waving, and it's like, okay, that's perfect. She'll know that I'm like a funny, wacky guy with a sense of humor. Let's send that one. So I hit send, and within seconds of sending it, suddenly it clicked for me, oh, this was not the right thing to send. Because the thing is, Jim Carrey has like tape all over his face, and there's, like I said, one piece of tape is like pulling his nose back, and it looks like he's got a pig nose almost. And like she might think that I'm like calling her a pig or something, and it certainly doesn't help the situation that she's like heavy set. So like on the very first message, it's gonna look like I'm just mocking her weight. It's like, whoops, messed that one up. There hasn't been a response yet, but if there is one, I'll let you know. Oh yeah, here's the thing. Anyway, maybe I'll be able to talk my way out of it somehow. And no, I was just saying hello in my own unique way. I didn't mean to call you a fat pig on the very first message. But anyway, getting back to Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Would have been in like the peak of its popularity when I was in elementary school, and then by the time I was in middle school, it had largely faded from the public eye. As things moved a lot faster back then, it only took maybe like 5 years for people to completely flip on the thing. And also at that point in my life, it would have just been like a completely different crowd of people. At that point, the people I went to school with would have just been a bunch of dumbass hillbillies who didn't probably even own a television. So trying to talk to them about Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously would not go well. I think one of the dumbass rednecks at least knew about it, and he was saying, Yu-Gi-Oh! That sounds like you gay ho. It's like, good one. Good one. Okay, so we got Claw Reacher versus the big winged egg of doom. No, winged egg of new life. Ah, yes. So occasionally, yeah, you get spellbound and your character won't be able to move for a minute. And we've got the other guy right where I want him. The past several turns have just been shaping operations, and now he's finally in the spot where we can strike and we can quickly gain hold of the situation all in one go.
Die. Die.
And that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Die.